All right, in this section 9.2, we're still looking at the Pythagorean theorem, but we're going to look at it in a little bit different context. And so here's the type of problem that we're going to be looking at for the first one. It says square A, right, has an area of 144. Square B has an area of 256. So square A, it's got an area of 144. Okay, and square B, okay, it's got an area of 256. All right. And so when you're looking at these two, right, the question is to find x. Okay, well, if we're going to find x on this, we've got to somehow use these areas to find this length and this length. Okay, and here's the deal. If the area is 144, okay, remember, length times width gives you 144. Well, what times what gives you 144? It's got to be 12 times 12. So that side right there is going to be 12. And likewise here, what would give you 256? 16 times 16, right? So I know this side is 12 and this side is 16. Now I can use the right triangle here in the middle in order to set up the Pythagorean theorem and solve for x. So the key is recognizing that 144 equals 12 times 12 and 256 equals 16 times 16. All right? So if we know that, then we're in good shape. Okay? So now it becomes 12 squared plus 16 squared equals to x squared. Then from here it's just like we did in the last lesson, 144 plus 256 equals to x squared. You guys can add that together and get 400 equals x squared. Alright, square root of both sides will give me the x is equal to 20. So 20 is the length of x. Now there's a follow-up question here. It says find the area of the largest square. Well, if that's equal to 20, then the largest square is 20 by 20. 20 times 20 gives it an area of 400. Okay, so there you go. So that's how you answer a question like that involving Pythagorean theorem. Okay, what about, let's see, one like this. Let's say we have a 15-foot ladder leaning against a wall. The bottom of the ladder is 9 feet away from the base of the wall. How far up the wall does the ladder reach? Now, if there's no diagram, it's always helpful to draw one. What do I need to draw here? All right, so I need wall, right? I need the ground. I need the ladder leaning up against the wall, right? And let's put our numbers in here. A 15-foot ladder. So where does the 15 go? Right here on the ladder. Bottom of the ladder is 9 feet away from the wall. So the 9 is here. This is the wall, right? The question is, how far up the wall does the ladder reach? There's your x. And so once you draw it out, you can see that you've got your right triangle, and then you're just ready to plug it into a squared plus b squared equals c squared. What's the c? The c's got to be the 15. So I'll go x squared plus 9 squared equals to 15 squared. And when I do, I've got x squared plus 81 equals to 225. All right. X squared equals 225 minus 81. X squared 144 square root 12. All right, so there you go. So on these word problems, it is helpful to draw out a picture, right? What do we got next? All right, so the next one says a square park has a diagonal walkway. The walkway is 52 feet long. How long is each side of the park? Okay, so again, there's no picture here. We need to draw one. What do we need to draw? Square park. And it has a diagonal walkway. That means from one corner to the other corner. Diagonal, right? And the diagonal walkway is 52 feet long. I'm going to label it as a 52. How long is each side of the park? Well, we can see our right triangle here, but remember, this is a square park, isn't it? So at first glance, you might be saying, well, Coach, we have two sides missing in the right triangle. Don't don't we need another side before we can plug into a squared plus b squared equals c squared? Typically, that answer would be yes. But if both sides are the same length, then that answer is no. And they are the same length because this is a square. So I'm going to label them both as x. And you'll see why we're able to do it. Because now we've got both things in terms of x. If you've got both things in terms of the same variable, then you can do it. All right, so what can we write? X squared plus x squared equals 52 squared. Now what's x squared plus x squared? 2x squared. What's 52 squared? 2704. What do we do now? We're trying to isolate the x squared. We're going to divide by 2. So I got x squared now is equal to, that's going to be 1352. And I'm ready to take the square root of both sides. So that now I can get x equals 36.77. If it doesn't tell you what to round to, then just do it to 2 decimal places. All right, so that's where the calculator come in and help us when we take the square root of that. All right, and so how long is each side of the part? It's 36.77 feet. All right. One more type of problem that we want to take a look at here. Okay, so we've got a gate, and it's 10 feet tall, 24 feet wide. That's the gate. He wants to reinforce the gate with steel bars across both diagonals. How much steel does he need? Okay, so he's trying to make his gate stronger by putting some steel across both diagonals. So what we want to do is we want to find the length of one of the diagonals and then do it times 2. Can we do it? Yes, because we got a right triangle right here when we draw in the diagonal. So we're going to write this: 10 squared plus 24 squared equals x squared. X is the hypotenuse. It's got to be the c. All right, so that'll be 100 plus 24 squared, 576, equals to x squared. When I add those two, that's 676 equals x squared. Ready for the square root of both sides. X equals 26. Now remember, that is not my answer, right? That's only the length of one of the steel bars, right? How many steel bars does he want? He wants to reinforce it with steel bars across both diagonals. So we need 26 plus 26, or 26 times 2 makes 52 the correct answer. All right, so on some of these questions, you're really going to have to make sure you answer what the question is asking you. Don't just work and work and work. Oh, there's my answer. Ask yourself, did I answer the question? All right, because if you can get to 26, I know you know how to get the answer. You just would have missed it because you didn't read carefully. And what do you think answer choice A is going to be? Answer choice A is going to be 26. All right. So make sure that you're answering the question. Don't get fooled by that. Okay. So don't just work and work and work. Oh, there's my answer. Always ask, did I answer the question? Okay. Because you don't want to miss questions that you know how to do because you didn't read carefully. All right. So be careful with that. There's something like that on your quiz.